Lesson 10 is about even and odd numbers, and it starts on page 35. Now there's a real easy way to tell if a number is an even number or an odd number. Even numbers always end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. Odd numbers, those always end in 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. Now what I would do to remember the difference between an even and an odd number is just remember what even numbers end in. Even numbers end in 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So if the number doesn't end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, it must be an odd number. And that way you don't have to memorize quite as much information. Just remember even numbers end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, and then by default you'll remember that if it doesn't end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, it has to be an odd number. Now I have 4 practice problems on the board there. Why don't you pause the CD and just write next to each one of them even or odd, just depending on what it is. Now remember what we mean when we say end in. That means the last number on the right. That's the ending number. If that last number on the right is 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8, then that's an even number. Okay, so A, that ends in 9, so that's an odd number. 13, that ends in a 3, that's an odd number. C, 10, that ends in 0, so that's an even number. And then D, it's just one digit, and that's an odd digit. And so it's therefore an odd number. Let's do one more problem. Let's just read that. It says, write 5 odd numbers that begin with 2 and have a 7 in the tens place. So if they begin with 2 and they have a 7 in the tens place, we have to have 2, 7, and then these are odd numbers. So 271, 273, 275, 277, and 279. Those would be the 5 odd numbers that begin with 2, have a 7 in the tens place. And there's only 5 odd numbers that fit that description, right? And those are the 5 that are there. So make sure you can tell and know the difference between an even and an odd number. Okay, well that's all for lesson 10. Make sure you do investigation 1.